Hey, I saw Get Out, the movie, for the first time last night. Yep, it's January 2018, and I just saw it. How uncool is that? Well, I've never been a cool kid to begin with. I've always been behind everybody that was always on it, and I'm okay with that. But that's not why I'm making this video. See yourself here. As you might can tell, I am at the crib right now. So, why am I making this video? Because it's got to do with self-care, and I know that's a hot term. Everybody's doing it, but we're gonna ask this black woman about what does it mean and how I tested myself for doing it. So you may or may not have noticed that this week I was quiet than a mug on the social media, and that's because I had to process some things. I was called a nigger, a black nigger, etc., like a couple of racial slurs from a person who called into my job when I tried to do my job. And it got escalated, the call, the phone number actually, because she ended up hanging on me after she cussed me flat out, right? And I sent the call to my director, and they're dealing with it. And I'm not making the post so you guys can know about that, but I need you guys to know what it did to me. And so after the initial shock, I excused myself from my desk, because even though I'm a strong black woman, I wear my crown, and all of that, words do still affect me. I am a wordsmith. That's what I do. I'm a wordsmith. I talk it, I write it, and so it isn't the first time someone has called me the N-word. About 15 years ago, I was walking in the predominantly black suburb where I was renting at the time with my boyfriend, and some white boys named Drop Top rolled by us and said, "Niggas go home." And so, but some stuff you never forget because it doesn't happen to me often. But this just happened, and so I had so many thoughts going through my mind. So here's the deal. I couldn't shake it. And when I tell you I physically internalized it, I couldn't. It's like I guess that's the best I can say. That's how anxiety feels. It was I was so uncomfortable physically. And but I worked through the rest of the day and showed up at work the next day. And I take calls for a living. And I'm used to irate calls. That's just the nature of the business, etc. But when I got a few more irate calls, and the guys were they did not use racial slurs. It didn't matter that they didn't have racial slurs. It just added more to the burning sensation in my stomach at the time, and I didn't know how I was going to deal with it. And so what was interesting is that I'm really prone to migraines, but I didn't get a migraine, but it felt like I had a migraine in my stomach. My director came over and asked me, "Was I okay?" And she asked me, "Was it family? Was, really wanted to know how she could help? What's the deal?" And she was the one who rushed me to the ER when I had that agitation with fibroids and all of that. So it wasn't that, but I did tell her. I said, with the amount of stress I'm feeling, it might fuel that, it might make an episode of it. I told her, I said, I'm gonna call off tomorrow. And I told her the truth. I said, between the racial slur and the back-to-back calls that I had yesterday, that kept adding coals to the fire, I told her that I needed a day. And she totally understood. And she said, actually, she asked me, did I want to leave at that time? But here I am, strong black woman, trying to press through. Yeah, I'm already here. It's 2 p.m. I might as well thug it out. But Friday, I'm taking a whole day off. So, but it was so interesting because I was like, why is this such a guilt trip? Or why do we normalize bad behavior? Even if you sign up for a job and with the volume of calls you're going to get, you can expect that. And so you shrug it off, but you ignore your own health. And I told a couple of people about it, and for the most part, everybody agreed, but some didn't. And I just had to be okay with the fact that I was going to do what I had to do to honor myself. So I have paid time off, sick days, though personal days that I have at work that I can use. And by damn it, if there was any time that I needed to use a PTO day for anything, it was for this. And so it felt weird, but I did talk to my sister about an hour ago. She asked me what I did today, and I was like, "Oh, actually, I ain't did nothing. It's 2:36, and I've done nothing. In terms of how I move and shake. Like, no, no grind, no hustle. I haven't even exercised yet, or even done any yoga. No morning salutations, nothing, which would probably help. But the do. I just was like, nope. This is a drama-free day, drama-free day. And so, actually, I have not felt the anxiety thing in my stomach since I woke up this morning. And so I've said all this to say, this is a true test of doing you. How do you operate in self-care when your body is asking for it? When as a strong black woman, you don't just shake stuff off. And there's no shame in that. Like, verbal abuse is real. And I had to acknowledge that it cut me. So, I don't know. I hope this blesses somebody. I mean, it was just a wonder that here it is, 5 days into the new year. And such in lies my test. And then I will turn this test into a testimony. I mean, it's like, I won't beat myself up for the fact I walked almost 3 miles of my lunch yesterday, and even walking, my trekking ritual, did not shake it. Still came back to the desk feeling that anxiety bubble. My God. Oh, but today is day 3 of my meditation practice that I'm starting. So maybe this will help. I don't know. Nothing is without coincidence. I think when things are uncomfortable for whatever reason, it is prompting and pushing you to do something. Now, the something that's supposed to come out of that, I don't know. But for the immediate need, it was self-care for me. No, this ain't no exciting post. No. But it may be necessary for someone. And I hope this blesses you, sister, whoever you are watching this. I understand. So thanks for listening all the way to the end of this long version of Ask a Black Woman today. I'll rebound next week with new material, but some things are so necessary. Bye, guys.